Hello friends and cheers! Woo! We're starting this video off immediately with a cheers because this video is a celebration of 10,000 subscribers. I absolutely can't believe it. And even as I'm filming this video, I have far more than 10,000. I'm actually at 17,000 right now. It is absolutely unbelievable and I'm so grateful, so happy. So let's backtrack a little bit. Let me paint you a scene to further emphasize why this is so amazing and absolutely a dream come true. So picture, if you will, a freshly graduated Mo Long, fresh out of college, my whole adult life ahead of me. Endless possibility and complete naivety. I graduated college a semester before all of my friends. So I graduated in December of 2017. And so you could say I had a head start on things. But really, I just didn't have anything figured out. My entire plan up until that point had been to get my master's degree in Spanish literature. And just before graduation, in fact, like a couple of months before graduation, I had already gotten into grad schools and was pretty much decided. But I had a realization that it just wasn't the next best step for me. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was just what everyone expected of me and not really what I wanted to do. I was kind of just blindly following this path. That realization was so hard to admit because it meant that I really didn't have anything figured out and that everything that I had prepared for throughout college was essentially useless. So yes, I was nervous and very uncertain and so over the question, what are you gonna do with your life? Where are you gonna work after you graduate? What's your plan? Oh my goodness, those questions are so tough when you don't have an answer. Regardless, I had my heart set on living in the Pacific Northwest. I had gotten into grad school at Portland State University and Landon found a job in Portland as well. So we had decided before graduating that we wanted to move to Portland. And even though I wasn't going to go to grad school any longer, I still wanted to go. So Landon and I picked up everything and moved all the way across the country from everyone and everything that was familiar to us. We literally only had each other. We didn't know anybody in Portland. The time just after moving to Portland was by far the most difficult time of my entire life. As someone who tends to be a perfectionist and as someone who's very afraid of being dependent on another person, it was extremely difficult for me not knowing what it was that I wanted to do with my life or just not really having a set plan. Oh, that was such a hard time. When we arrived in Portland, I applied to a job every single day until I got a job. And the first job I got was a brand ambassador job. And it was great in making friends and getting to know the city. It pushed me so far outside my comfort zone. I had to get really good at driving in busy trafficked city areas and then confidently finding my way to a specific room in this skyscraper building and approaching strangers and asking them if they knew so-and-so and just like coordinating tiny details like that and calling people I didn't know and just everything of the sort. It was essentially like event planning and putting on events. So it was great in that regard, but the hours were horrific. I didn't have a set schedule. I never had more than one consecutive day off and they just really took advantage of me because I volunteered for everything. I tried so hard because they had promised me that I could move up within the company. And so I said yes to literally any request and they sent a lot of requests my way. And so I just worked insane hours and didn't have a healthy schedule and it wasn't right for me. It wasn't what I was meant to be doing. And so during that time period, I'm pretty sure that I cried like every single day or just at least multiple times during a week. And that lasted a year. And during that year, Landon was absolutely wonderful, but it was really tough on me. I was even the least healthy I've been. I was having like joint issues and was feeling constantly tired and just bloated and gross and it was just a really hard time. Something that brought me a lot of light and comfort during that terrible time was YouTube. I began to watch multiple YouTube videos a day. Like when I would come home from work, my way of unwinding was to put on a YouTube video, or when I was washing dishes, I would put on a YouTube video. And I would just watch these people that made these so happy, positive videos of their lives, and I would feel better. And I would begin to see my life through their perspective. I specifically remember watching Sarah's Day's videos, and one of her mottos is act confident and no one will question you. And so I began to just act confident, and gradually I started to feel so much better. I felt re-inspired, and it was during that time that I decided that that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to give other people what these YouTubers had given me. I wanted to comfort people just like me that were just going through a really, really tough time and didn't have things figured out. I wanted to help them to see that it is okay, that there are so many simple things in life to be happy about, but then to also let them know that it's okay to not be happy all the time, to feel a little bit sad and concerned, but to know that no matter what, everything's going to be okay. So this dream had been planted, but I was still lacking the confidence to make it happen. I didn't think that I could make videos that people would be interested in watching, and I did try quite a few times to vlog, but nothing ever came of it. And I was still working very, very hard at this one company and hoping that I would move up within that company and get the full-time job that I was promised. But there came a point, and it was actually one day when I was sitting in Powell's and I had picked up The Crossroads of Should and Must by El Luna, and I just sat there mesmerized by this book. I felt like, ooh, I just got goosebumps. I knew for some reason that this was an important moment. This was a ticket. And in doing the first few exercises of that book, sitting there in Powell's, I kind of reconnected with myself. It was then that I remembered, right, I want to be a videographer. I want to be a photographer. I want to travel and capture the world. I just kind of reconnected with my lifelong dream. And so a few weeks later, I left my brand ambassador job and I became an independent contractor, videographer more specifically, and I got a contract with this amazing company and was signed on with them to just make videos for a non-determined amount of time. And instantly, my life got so much better. And once I started making professional videos for different companies, like ads, event capture, company bios, I gradually began to gain more confidence in my video skills. And then last summer, I decided to set a goal for myself to start making 3 videos for YouTube a month. These videos started out as travel videos, but then one day I decided to try and do a readathon because I'm always so inspired by people's readathons, and I love reading. Books are such a huge part of my life. So I did it. I recorded myself doing a readathon. I read 3 books in one day, and I had so much fun doing it, and then so much fun editing it. But when it was finished, I didn't tell anybody. I was actually really, really embarrassed by this particular video because it was so different from what I had normally done, and it wasn't something that a lot of my friends would be interested in. I just didn't want to share it with anyone. So I uploaded it to YouTube and I didn't tell a single person. And then that's when the magic happened. A few weeks went by and nothing happened. But then all of a sudden, the video took off. And back then for me, taking off was getting multiple hundreds of views, not even 1,000 yet, but it just was suddenly getting hundreds of views. And I started getting subscribers. And so I started getting very excited. This was this past November, so November of 2019. And so I decided to go ahead and do Vlogmas in December of 2019. So I posted a video every other day for the entire month of December, and during that period my channel was growing so much. I would get about I would get about 100 subscribers a week, which was so exciting for me because it had taken so long to get that original 100. So I would get 100 subscribers a week, and every time when I got 200, I made a note of it. When I got 300, I made a note of it. And every time I would get 100 more, I'd add it to this list with the date beside it and do a little celebration. And then in January, I got 1,000 subscribers and it was so exciting. I was so happy, I cried. It all suddenly felt so real because 1,000 subscribers is the moment when you can monetize your channel. And monetization was a huge goal for me. So I remember crying happy tears when that happened. And it was also by this point that I had formed kind of like a core YouTube community. I have a group of people that regularly comment on my videos and send me wonderful messages or write me letters, and they all came to be around that 1,000 mark, and it just, my days got so much happier. I felt like I was walking around with a secret, a happy secret. I literally felt lighter on my feet and I felt more confident again. Like my first year in Portland had zapped me of all of my confidence. But it was back. I was becoming me again, but I was becoming like a better version of myself. So I decided this was the thing that I needed to follow. This was the thing I needed to chase after. So I've been posting weekly videos ever since, and you guys, wonderful you, have continued to comment, have continued to watch and like and shared your love and your light and supported me, and look at where we are. 10,000. Oh, it makes me so happy. Thank you. So before I say anything else, I just want to say everything is going to be okay. If you do not have your life figured out right now, it is totally okay. If you decided to not go to college or couldn't go to college or maybe dropped out of college, it is totally okay. Or if perhaps you had everything figured out and then COVID came in like a wrecking ball and just demolished any form of stability that you had, it is going to be okay. I know what it is to wake up and feel immediately just disappointed in yourself and unexcited about life. I know what it's like to just feel like a failure and just know that you can be doing better, but somehow, no matter how hard you try, it's just not happening. I know what it's like to not have any friends around or family and to feel totally alone, but it is all temporary. I know that for some it seems impossible, but there will come a time when your future self looks back at today, looks back at this chapter of your life and says, ah, yes, now I understand. I get it. I understand why it had to be that way. I understand why that happened. I love the person that I grew into as a result. It's going to happen, and I'm so excited for you. Just do your best to find that light, to find that one thing that you're excited about. For me, it was making videos. It was YouTube and making videos. It could be anything. It could be cooking. It could be kayaking. It could be coding. It could be writing music or writing reviews of music or movies. Maybe a love for tea, maybe gardening, maybe running. Seriously, a plethora of possibilities. Just find that one thing that makes you happy, that you look forward to doing, and give it more time. Dedicate a little bit more, if at all possible, of your time to that one thing and follow it. The rest will fall into place. Believe in yourself, oh wondrous you. I certainly do. And to that, I raise my tea mug. I'm drinking water. So here's to growing together and figuring out this ridiculousness we call reality. In celebration, I want to do a giveaway. I seriously wish that I could individually thank each and every single one of you, because it's thanks to each and every single one of you that I am where I am today. So I thought a great place to start would be with a giveaway. As you all know, I absolutely love being outside. I love reading in the garden and just beholding the beauty that is Mother Nature. And so it seems only natural that I share this with you. I have been collecting fallen flowers and leaves in the garden and just kind of everywhere I go throughout Portland. And I've been pressing them throughout this entire year. And now behind the scenes, I've begun to design these specimen frames. You may have noticed that I've hidden them throughout my house and they've appeared in multiple videos kind of sneakily throughout the past month and a half, 2 months. If you go back and watch, you'll see them. But yes, it's been my project. I've been working on them and I can't wait to share them with you guys. So we'll call this a sneak peek, a preview of the good that's to come. but one of you actually gets to have one, and before everybody else. So go ahead and comment down below a highlight or a high point you've had over the week, or just something positive. It could be about yourself, it can be about your week, it can be about your pet, it can be about a friend, an experience you had, anything. Just comment some light down below. And this coming Monday, July 20th, I'm going to pick one of you from the comments and send you a specimen frame of your choice. You'll get to choose from 3, and I'll mail it to you and write you a personal letter. No, I'm so excited! That being said, there's been obviously a lot of trouble with mail, especially international mail. I've heard that it could take up to 4 months for a package to arrive in another country from the United States, and there are quite a few countries who just are no longer accepting mail from the United States for the time being because COVID. So if you are international, we can figure something out. And then within the United States, there shouldn't be a problem. It just might be slightly delayed. But I will pick someone on Monday, and then as soon as they're decided, I will mail them their specimen frame. So again, just to recap, go ahead and comment something positive down below. And it would also be helpful to list the country that you live in, and I will announce the winner on Monday, July 20th. Woo! I'm so excited! Specimen frames! Thank you so, so much, friends. Cheers! 10,000!